This quarter has been a very busy period, following on from 2 quarters of the first half of this year, which has also been very busy. Transaction levels up approximately 45% throughout Ireland, and not just Dublin. Whilst it's busy in Dublin, it's also busy in other urban areas around Ireland, which is encouraging to see. Property prices are up again, 4.8% this quarter. A little bit more moderate, whilst quite a big rise, a bit more moderate than the first 2 quarters of the year, where we had quarter 1 at 8.9%, just under 9%, and quarter 2 just under 6% at 5.9%. And I believe that the next quarter, or the last quarter of this year, will be slightly more moderate again. So we're seeing a trend, and I think it's an important trend because obviously the type of rises we were getting in the first 2 quarters, and indeed this quarter, won't be sustainable going forward. Certainly what we're seeing is the greatest level of activity is in property priced at under 250,000 and really in the capital. I think this has been spurred on by the government's recent announcement that they're not going to extend an exemption for capital gains tax. At the moment, if you buy an investment property, you complete it by the end of this year and you hold on to it for 7 years, you don't have to pay any capital gains tax, and this is driving prices up. So property prices up to 250,000 have risen by a whopping 7% this quarter, and I think you're going to see a similar trend in quarter 4 of this year, and I think you'll find that level will start moderating again in quarter 1 or quarter 2 of next year. My opinion isn't that there isn't a bubble. I would define a property bubble as property prices being overpriced for a continued or a long period of time. That simply isn't happening. And property prices at the moment are still 49–50% below where they were at the peak. I think what's important going forward is that the level of price rises is actually moderating, and we're seeing that quarter by quarter, and that's going to go forward into next year. So no bubble that I can see at the moment. I think certainly the next quarter, because of the abolition, or the coming abolition, which I discussed earlier, of capital gains tax, I think what's going to happen is that the next quarter you may see a 3 or 4% property price rise in property prices. I believe early next year that's going to moderate, and going into next year I would anticipate prices rising by maybe a more moderate 1% per month, certainly for the first quarter or 2, and I think that'll be good and healthy for the market.